I'd like to call to order this June 8th, 2026 City of Diamond Board of Aldermen meeting just after 6 o'clock, 6:04 is what it says on the phone. Dale, would you mind saying the prayer?
Sure. Praise God. Father, I thank you that we can come together here in freedom. And Lord, I pray that as we look at the business of the city, Lord, we'll do it with open minds. Lord, we'll do it with the best interest of the citizens. Lord, I pray for wisdom. I pray for understanding in all things that we deal with. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Alderman Kemper.
Here.
Alderman Thompson. Here. Alderman Alford.
Here.
Alderman Wicker.
Here.
And Mayor.
Here.
Who we have as motion.
Okay. Have you guys had a chance to look over tonight's agenda? Can I get a motion to approve the
I'll make
agenda?
a motion to approve the agenda.
Can I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, and then, the May 18th amended agenda. Amy, do you have the, special meeting? Did you need to approve that still also? Or did we take care of that last?
We took care of it last time.
Okay. Cause this one is the one for after the close of special meeting, that's why I was double checking. All right, have you guys had a chance to look over the, amended agenda that we used for our May 18th meeting? It just basically brings, or sums back up what we condensed to that night so that we could get through business.
Yeah.
Can I have a
I make a
motion?
motion to approve the amended agenda for May 18th.
Can I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Okay. And then, we've got, the May 11th, May 18th, special meeting. It's listed here as two. We can sign it as two, or we can sign it as one, but, it's actually one meeting since the first was not closed, it was continued to the second.
I make a motion to approve the May 11th and May 18th special concession. Thank you.
Do I have a second?
Sure.
All in favor?
Aye.
That's cool.
It was unanimous, and Dale was the second. And then, the May 11th open session, there are no minutes, so that should not be there. We did not get to have a meeting that night for the May 11th. There wasn't a quorum.
That's what it says.
As long as it doesn't have
Yeah,
anything else on it.
I took, it's showing that we took roll call and then nothing, so it's probably,
Okay.
it'll probably have to be.
So,
I make motion to approve.
need a second.
I'll second.
All in favor?
I'm staying.
I'm not upset. I'm sorry, I was distracted there momentarily. We're voting on whether to approve the minute or
The May 11th open session minutes that weren't, they basically
So
is just
I
saying,
don't know what to do. I'm gonna abstain.
um, trying to get it so I can see them and we can, it's not showing up on my list. Can I look at yours real quick?
Yeah.
This one here. Special. That's regular.
I just do that one for the next one.
Sorry.
It doesn't work to have it
Oh,
for a
that's
line.
right.
I don't.
Somebody's children stuck something in the oven.
Both my grandkids, I hope.
No. No, it wasn't. Allegedly coming here.
Oh,
I didn't.
you, I said I can be your third, right? If there's, or do you need a third? If there's 2 abstains and 2,
No, I don't think so. Just all of you, or at the meeting have to
Yeah.
sign.
Okay.
So you're fine.
okay,
So it was on that though, it was Wicker, then Kemper?
yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
And then, the May 18th open session minutes that we just amended. Are you guys ready to say yes again?
I'll make a motion to approve the May 18th, open session minutes, regular board meeting minutes.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
And did you?
I'm going to abstain on it as well. I was there, but I think I was.
You,
I'm a little confused right now.
you were part of that meeting.
Yeah, okay. I probably should.
You were 5 minutes into office.
Okay. It was still cloudy.
All right. It was probably all cloudy after. It was probably all cloudy after they said that you were the one that was gonna be doing the budget.
Yeah, that was probably exactly what was.
When everything glazed over.
All right, at this time, we move into open forum. This is where if citizens, are wishing to address the Board of Aldermen, are given the opportunity to do so. At this time, limit your remarks to no more than 5 minutes. Any items presented that require action will be taken into consideration and placed as an agenda item to be resolved, if possible, at the next council meeting. So is there anybody from the public that would like to speak?
You sign it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she asked me to sign
And just tell us your name.
My name is Brent Patterson. Nice to meet you guys. My wife and I own the building at 101 West Market Street. I've been talking to Miss Amy, and I'm just here to ask you guys if you would consider replacing the sidewalk in front of the building. I'm not sure if you guys have walked there in front of the 101 West Market Street going to Casey's. Selfishly, my wife, we're putting in close to about $200,000 into the building. Hopefully it looks like a new building here in the next 4 to 6 weeks. I think from a public matter, I'm there working every day. It's pretty rough shape, and I know a lot of people walk across it. So we will be replacing all of the concrete in front of the building for us, the sidewalks and stuff. But yeah, I just wanted to ask. I'm getting Miss Amy 3 quotes within the next 24 to 48 hours for you guys to review. And happy to answer any questions on what we've done to the building, what we plan on doing to the building as well. So.
And we have discussed it a little bit to try to see what we could do or thought we could do. So we'll continue doing that as well.
Perfect. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Because I've walked down usually take the grass side just 'cause it's smoother.
Yeah, a lot of people do, yeah, and we're getting ready to redo
Just
the
a
lawn.
quick question.
Yes, sir.
You said you were getting some estimates.
Yes, sir.
How far out are those?
I should have them in the next 24 to 48 hours, yes, sir. And one of the estimates I talked to Miss Amy last week, and we're gonna try to go ahead and get an estimate from the company from who's doing the sidewalks on the other project. And then, Jake Van Loo and his dad are giving an estimate, and then Michael Badley is giving an estimate as well.
And just so we have something to discuss, if the city doesn't feel like they can do the whole, is there anywhere you would compromise, like, half, even if we could do something that way? I don't know if we can
Yeah,
or not, 'cause.
I'd say for the time being, we're probably out. Not that you guys care, but we had a lot of mold, rotten joists. We completely tore up the subfloor. I had to put an entire new main water line in there. So I'd say at the time being, we're probably 20 or 30,000 over budget where I expected. So as of right now, no. Could that change in a year or two? Most certainly, yes, sir. My hope was to do it all at once, to get it all unified and looking good. My goal was to have the rental in our office open for by mid-July, and then obviously we hope to have all our landscaping and stuff done by hopefully August, Gym City Days at the latest, so, yes, sir.
How many feet are we talking about?
Ooh.
What's it, is it 4 foot
Chief,
wide?
you know.
Dale, you might know the answer to this. But nothing to do with how we go.
If I may look at my cell phone real quick, I might have it in.
Is that brick sidewalk history, the
Yeah,
diamond?
It is.
Yeah, we wouldn't do
So,
mess with that.
so will there be, is there grant money out for
That's
historical
what I
repairs
was-
like that?
That's where I was going with this, is that, it's possible, and this is gonna be a delay thing.
Yes, sir.
Anytime you mess with some sort of historical thing. But it's possible that would come under historical preservation. Because I know it was put in, it wasn't early on, but it was the same time as this, can't come up with the right name, Brookshire, was it Brookshire? Anyway, Brookshire. This building here was built, that's the same time era, and it's well, I'm sure we're 100 years or thereabouts, real close to it. So I would think there's possibility there might be monies for a grant for some sort of historical preservation, which would probably end up being a blending of the two, new, but yet repurposing the old back into it, incorporating it, which might involve even more complicated, I don't know. But, I mean, to go that way, we'd almost have to have some time to explore what the available grants would be for something like that.
Yeah.
It might be a waste of time.
Yeah.
How that is.
Yes, sir.
So, but it's certainly something to look at. And that was.
I'd hate to lose that historical part.
Yeah, it's almost, yeah,
Jump in
it's
there
got
with skid
character.
steer and
Is
just
that a
start
Harry S.
up.
Truman thing, or?
It could be. I haven't dealt with them for years.
Right.
But it certainly would drag out the project for
Yeah.
sure.
In approximately 100 feet, sir, is what they had measured.
And then that's from the corner, right? Down
Yes,
to
and
the
the way they
parking lot.
measured it, I'd have to get the quote to Miss Amy, is I don't know if they included going all the way into the Casey's parking lot or not, if that would be a little extra. But then we will probably do our sidewalk in concrete within the next month, regardless, just to get it, because ours is pretty
Sure,
ferocious
yeah.
as well, so.
But I think we'd want to take it all the way to Casey's, not leave a 20-foot span of,
Especially when that's
Oh,
where
right
most
there.
of the brick is at,
Oh,
is on that end. I think the rest of the brick is probably underneath of
I think it is too.
what's there.
pulling tight in.
But it may be one of those things where it's just not feasible,
No, but we will.
Yeah,
we'll
appreciate you guys.
Do what we can.
No problem. Any other
Mm.
questions I can help? I'm gonna head out to the kids, so.
Thank you for
Thank you,
coming.
guys.
And thank you for starting a business here in town.
Yeah, appreciate it. Yep, thank you, guys.
Alright. Is there anyone else from the community that has it listed under new business, the Midco. It can go in either place, but Ron is going to speak on the Midco. We have some action we need to take tonight to get the price that was quoted, or else we'll have to wait for a new and possibly higher price. So, Ron, I will turn this part over to you.
Yeah, this is just a maintenance where they do a cleaning and inspection of our 50,000 gallon tower. Like we just had done a couple of years ago on the big tower, or last fall.
Did you put that in the?
It's on 4-1 under new
Yeah,
business.
it's in there.
It's in there. Which I'm not sure what it's in. Yep, I got it on this one. Yeah, and I think I remember it, but I'm not positive, better check. Yeah.
How much would it cost, Ron?
It's on what's that?
It's on.
How much would it cost to do that? Clean out that?
It's on there.
Is it?
Yeah, the bid's on there. Probably have to look at the second page.
It's called page 2 of 2, but
So
it's got,
remind me.
Midco in black and
Remind me
orange up
before
at the
you
top,
leave,
and then the
we'll set that
prices
timer.
start.
Yeah.
Depending which one you go with.
Maybe you should have said that.
They gotta climb up to the top and then they dive
Okay,
into
total,
it.
so it would be about 5,000 for all, for the whole,
It's 4-1.
Well,
for the cleaning.
unless we
price.
do the other two.
Yeah.
And, what do we normally do? Do we usually do the confidential report utilizing everything, or do we just do the 5,000 straight shot?
Usually that, and they'll send us a report anyway on it, on what needs to be done, and of course, you know, for something they find, just like the ladder and the other one we talked about before,
Yeah.
if you remember.
Yeah.
So, and we may be able to get them to do that at the same time, like go up and fix that, or we can hold off, you know.
So, and if you haven't seen it, the quote for today, 4,989, for the cleaning and inspecting. This is our second tower, correct?
Yes.
Second tower. And they'll have to go in and do their dive and everything just like.
Yeah,
they
and it's
did in
due, it's been 10 years since they coated it,
Yeah,
so we
so-
really need to get in. We've had it painted on the outside, but not the inside, and hadn't been cleaned in, 9 years, so.
Do you know if we budget for this?
That's what we can
Yeah.
do, that's what it needs to be on this next year's budget.
But you don't know about previous,
There
No.
was money in there for things like this.
but it just wasn't.
Right.
line item.
Nothing was earmarked for this,
It
that's
wasn't-
what we
it
need
wasn't-
to this
yeah.
year.
It was in a group, not an individual line.
I understand.
So,
So, if you need a motion,
yeah, I need a
I'll make a
motion.
motion that we move
I'll
ahead
second.
with this.
Second,
I
Amy.
second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And you guys are, just like we said, going with the normal, the 49.89, right? Did you catch that, Amy?
No, I'm sorry. I was supposed to
Just
come.
going with the 4,989, just the top fee, not the extras.
I will call her in the morning, and then, we'll have to fax that to her probably, or send it to her email.
And so, Friends and things all the
Let's
time.
get us logged in.
Ron,
There it was. Yeah.
can you go ahead and sign it and we'll get it taken care of? Thank
You
you.
see where it was at?
Since it's under-
It's down below it.
I don't like doing this.
So you left in the Navy the last time.
Today's
Hey, you can't talk to him, he just messed up his stuff. Thank you.
There it is, you guys can sign
I'll
something.
check, see if I can make money
Sign
today.
my whole name. I need a doctor's signature, so it don't matter. All right, was there any other new business that any of the rest of you know about that I forgot or did not see? I think that was pretty much it on the new. On the old business, Colm Street, they were actually supposed to start, construction today. They've got 60 days from today to get it finished. The rain may have pushed today back as a non-starter day, but they'll still have 60 days from today, cause that was the proposed start date.
Well, they're actually gonna start on Depot Street. correct?
Yes, that's what they'd hoped to do, take care of Depot, so they're not interfering with our buses during the summer school. And then that should give them plenty of time to finish up that one, with minimum interruptions to summer school busing. Are there any other questions that I can answer or help with there? I don't know.
I reached out to Max Strewing since he lived there and let him know what was going on. And I was like, they're gonna do Depot first and that kind of thing, and he appreciated us letting him know.
And, I asked Tiffany to put it on the website as well, and Facebook. I don't know if it got to the website, I know it got to Facebook, so. All right, there are currently no upcoming events or trainings that I know about for this month. So we're gonna move to the reports from the city officers. Nick's was submitted, Ron's was submitted, let's see, who's first? Water. Do you have anything you wanna add to your report, or?
Not offhand, we will be up there working. What I'm gonna try to do is up by your house off North Main, that big water leak back there, we're gonna try to get up there without swimming to it.
Okay.
But
I was ready to just start digging it down and put stripes in the middle so everybody could come and swim.
Well, I called emergency in for today, but of course that's, you
Yeah.
know, that we will be up there
Okay.
this week or next, whenever we can.
Yeah,
Hopefully
try
this
to
will-
do it.
Okay.
Supposed to rain again tonight.
And, off the top of your head, while we're on yours, do you remember what they estimated the price for fixing that ladder would be?
I do not, but I can look it up.
Okay. If, the reason I was asking is if they are able to work in fixing the ladder at well number 1, would you guys want them to go ahead and try to do that if the price is reasonable? Or do you wanna wait until another month? I don't even know.
I think they probably have to come back on that, because
Yeah.
the crew that comes in to do this is a separate crew
Okay.
than
They just
the
get on
repairs.
there.
Alright,
Yeah.
we'll just wait
Yeah.
on it then.
We thought as soon as, like, when we do the recoat inside, that would be the time to do
That'd be a
it.
prime time to do it, because we'll have to drain it, dry it anyway, and we'll have to
Yes.
get in there to weld.
Okay, so that'd be good, so we can wait another month on that then.
Yes, and what, probably another year or two, but what we're also looking at is to get a soft start in well 2 that we've talked about. It was approved a long time ago, but we'd like to get that, we need to get around and get that done, to where we can use well 2 without the well trying to jerk itself out of the ground.
And do you know what that would entail, or is that a future thing, or?
Yeah, we'd like to get it budgeted for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, we know it was approved before, but we want to make sure that we're all good on it, you know? And the panel, we'll have to have somebody probably put a, I don't know if that's the new panel in or not.
Yeah, it just depends. They
Maybe
may have to
we
put
just
a sub,
change
put a sub panel in it, and then we'd have to have it bid out through somebody, Joplin Industrial Electric or Bell's Electric,
Yeah,
somebody like
because
that.
the
that
price
could
is
come in
gonna
and-
be different, I'm sure, by
Yeah.
now.
Well, can you guys at least start that process so we can,
Yes,
see on that?
yes.
Especially before we get the
Yeah.
budget, so we know
Yes,
about where I need to put.
we've got it wrote down on the project list.
Okay, thank you.
I have a question for you, Ron.
Yes, sir.
On the very last item on your report, down there about the mower and the weed eater,
Yes.
is that something we've done before, or?
No, but we'd like to. If somebody has a yard that is in violation, if they wanted to use the mower, they could, you know,
Does our insurance cover anything like that? I mean,
It was
I'm gonna-
donated.
It was a donated mower,
Our
No,
so.
no, I'm talking about if something
Well,
went
no,
wrong
no,
while
no.
we're mowing, and they're using our equipment.
No, no.
I don't know, Joplin does a checkout deal like this, they do that, or did in the past, I don't know what
That's
it
what
affect, if we need to check.
Oh, that's what we're,
Yes,
that's
that's
what we're
what
trying
I'm
to figure out,
saying.
so
No.
it's just a.
It's just a
rough
push mower and a weed
Yes,
eater.
yes, not the
And
city,
so that
no.
wouldn't be,
No, no,
a
that's
road.
It would be just
No.
like somebody
just-
borrowing from their neighbor.
we would just have to make a form for them to sign out.
Yeah.
It just has to be, we probably need to go through Todd to just make sure everything's legal on it.
Like a not responsible.
Yeah.
That's one of the cities would be liable if something goes wrong, they cut their foot off.
A
But I think
waiver,
the- I
waiver.
think the
Yep, there you go,
legal
waiver,
response to
that's
it is-
exactly.
Cut your toe off or
Yeah.
whack your leg with a knee, I've seen it all.
Yes. Well, I'm sure no matter what you do, you're not gonna protect yourself 100%, no. But I thought that would be a,
We could,
Good idea.
No,
Good
it's
idea.
you could
Makes sense.
create a
Better
waiver
deal.
that they have to sign to check it out.
Yeah, and have the waiver in
Could
the
have a
sign.
waiver included in it.
yeah, 'cause you know, you could always get a window knockout or something, I guess, too, so.
Well, yeah, but that would be ours.
What do we do?
Waiver on
Anything could happen.
mower.
We've done it.
weeder, and
Non-responsible, not responsible for any accidents.
yes,
Personal or
no
otherwise.
horseplay, it will not be our fault.
We thought we had another one today, but it was a little beyond repair, we thought. It had the motor hanging off the side of it and the bolt tripped out. So they better run over it.
That's not good. All right, wastewater,
Dale, you'll appreciate this, just,
Before you go, I was hoping to get a question in to
oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Mr. Ron.
Yes, sir.
I was just looking at our, it's going away again. Our,
Everybody's working
it's
his
really,
way.
it's really frustrating. On our water report, you're, do we not,
That way.
well, it looks like right here, system usage report, is that your report?
No, it's collective.
Usually the collector does that.
Yeah, I got
Okay.
questions on that.
Do we have, numbers on the amount of water that we pump?
She usually does the loss, I don't know if she submitted the
She
report.
sent me a loss earlier today.
I don't see it, it's written, I was gonna say, I assume that you use the numbers for.
Missouri Water came down to help her, something with her software.
Yeah, Missouri
whatever,
Water.
whatever we
Yeah.
got. So there was a clerical or, some kind of an error with that computer.
I know she was asking me, she called me this morning and asked about some
So
numbers.
we normally get a report from her that's gonna say.
Yes, the water
We
loss.
pumped this much, we sold this much is
Yes.
unaccounted for.
Yes, you remember the game.
This month.
That's where I was at, go ahead, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
oh, no, you're good. Just found out Friday, we'll be meeting with DNR about our 2012 abatement issue that's been ongoing. Hopefully this is gonna put it to bed.
Yes.
They wanna try to get it off their books, is what I've been led to believe, so 11 o'clock Friday, got a meeting with those, got all the documentation of the inspections and whatnot since I've been around, so,
Do you remember, Dale, we had to send them the 2,500 or something extortion money?
Yeah, I remember.
yeah, it was the payment of that, and then there was, we had to have a working wastewater project plan, and we have that now with the ongoing project. So we present that stuff to them, we should be good to go, but we'll keep you posted. So, other than that, with budget time, we had the lagoon pump down, we were gonna swap pumps out in our wet well at the first cell. Can only do that when the water level's low. So we've got 2 new ones to drop in, and then once we drop those in, depending on whether we wanna do that included in 26-27 budget or not, but we may try to accommodate purchasing another pump as a backup.
Okay, and we had talked about that when we made the budget last year.
Last year, yep. So, and we don't have to do 2 of them, I know when we did that at that time, they were about 18,000 a piece. When we purchased those 2, and that was, it's been a while ago, so.
But we're gonna be dropping both.
We're gonna be putting new, yeah, cause I've got one that's completely inoperational right now, so
And the other ones wore out.
Yeah, so,
But we've already got two right now, right?
we have 2 new ones on the shelf that will replace the 2 that we have.
But we just need to restock, and that's what we're talking about, right?
Potentially, yes,
Yeah.
yep. Yeah, and we don't have to buy them both at once, we can get one and at least have one in stock, cause we can get by with one, you know?
Nick's been babying this thing along, he's got 9 years out of the time, so it's pretty good.
What's the estimated life?
We got 9 out of these.
Yeah, the hours on them, depending on usage, depending on inorganics going through the pump and everything like that, I mean, it's hard to say. 5 years,
Is that a reasonable number?
5 to 8, yep, so.
And Tiffany just texted back, it was 13%.
Her email said
Which-
12%.
We just got that.
Everybody's getting it.
Her email said 12% of this.
So, but that's where we're at on that, but hopefully we can get the abatement put to bed. I do have the documentation, as far as the dollar amount, we may wanna find out, that I can get with Clerk Amy on that to, see if we can find something in the bank statement that showed that that check was actually sent and deposited to the state. So they can't come back on us and say, you guys never paid us the 2618, you know, whatever it was. So,
You're just doing that to cover you, but possibly.
I'd rather have it in our pocket and we don't need it, and if they ask the question and say, oh, well, they change hands all the time, so.
And that's why we don't.
And then that's the issue, is they, you know, they may not even know,
We've been in that meeting before, Dale, if you remember.
so. But,
And are you available to go? Friday?
Yeah, I'm planning on it unless something happens today, otherwise.
All right.
yeah, other than that, we're moving forward, so just wet weather battles,
Yeah.
so.
And while you guys are here, cause you're in the know a little better, and I know, Nick, it went to your email too, so you've had a heads up today if you had time to look, but Hazel, she lives up above what used to be the diner, which means that building is a commercial, it's rated commercial. She is upset, to say the least, and is threatening to get an attorney if we don't switch her to residential in our rates, even though she's living in a commercial building.
And at the time of that, not to interrupt, but at the time when those rates were changed, she had planned on opening a resale shop at the bottom of that. And I think she had done that for a couple of months, but since that has fallen off the back burner.
So it's just 1 meter for the whole building?
Yes.
That's where our problem is
But,
they're getting separated.
yeah, nothing's separated, there's apartments upstairs, I don't know if there's a tenant in those or not, because it's 1 meter, we have no idea.
I'd like her to pay for the meter set that they tore out of one of her rentals.
But I just wanted you guys to have heads up, and I thought maybe they would have a little bit of, cause with just the 1 meter, we can't, that's one of the buildings we want to turn back to a commercial building, we don't want to
Is it
Turn
zone
it to-
commercial or residential?
it should be zoned commercial, because.
Just commercial, right?
Yeah. And if there was a way to split and have 2 meters, then you could do something, but,
Yeah, and she'd have to do that internally when it
yeah,
comes in.
that would be all on her to do,
Correct, yeah.
so,
What's the
Alright.
price difference? Do we know on a residential
I
and
would if I
commercial?
wouldn't have to close them all. You would just-
Thank you. So, do you have
Um,
the cover page on that budget I printed out for you?
Does it have the rates on it?
It's, yeah, I put it on the budget, I got it in here.
Thank you.
Is
25.
there a possibility that we could put an inline meter for the time being, so that you could determine how much was being used by the apartment? I mean,
The whole place is run off that 1 meter.
I know, but put a second meter,
And then the question comes into who pays for the plumbing, and then if something, you know, obviously gets damaged,
It's
and
in
this
the
and that, how do
sidewalk.
we,
I'm sure it's plumb for, there's 2 apartments up there.
you know,
Is she old?
and the lower level.
Does she own it?
She does own it, until August. She's behind on taxes, so there's a chance that she may not own it after August. She's very behind on taxes on it, so.
Where'd it go?
What's the difference in the money?
That's what I'm getting ready to tell you.
It's not that much.
The residential, the water cost itself is the same, it's the base fee that's different, and the base fee for residential is $19.84, the base fee for commercial is $39.68.
Ooh, that's what it is.
$20, yeah,
$20.
And that's for trash?
no,
No.
No, that's
that's for
just
the
water.
water.
That's
Okay,
just-
so what do we have for trash though? Cause she's complaining about the trash, right? No, she's
Water.
complaining about the water.
The water rate,
I thought you
yes.
said trash.
Just, yeah, just commercial.
The
Okay.
trash, I think, is the same for everything, so, except, where is my trash?
Yeah, trash is the same unless they have a commercial
Trash.
dumpster, and then they have to do that themselves through, Republic. We do the blue polys.
There is a little extra charge on the trash cans. The
Oh,
extra,
commercial.
extras, are, the extra cans are the same price, it's the $9 extra for the trash can for commercial.
For commercial use, really?
So 29, and then is there sewer on that one too?
And she also has an extra can.
Well, the extra can is same price.
She's at $37.20.
I know, but the extra can is $10.85 for both commercial and residential.
Is it?
Residential, yeah.
Okay.
That's what I was saying. And sewer, I believe everybody has the same rates except for
We don't
the
have-
sewer.
We shouldn't have any commercial sewer unless they have the,
No,
Car wash.
everybody's sewer is, base 3220 and 840 gallons. So it's just the $29, not, I shouldn't say just, cause we all know $29 can
But
get you,
it's $20 is what we're talking.
plus 29 for the trash.
And I will say that we had an issue with that place with the dogs, and Frank was gonna sue us, and that.
Yeah, yeah.
So-
Water was running back into the building from when we did the paving and, yeah.
Yeah,
So-
so Diamond's been threatened
But-
by them.
We're
Who-
used to it.
Who's working in the garage that's on the bottom
Now,
side?
what's that all about?
what's that? Who's?
Garage.
The garage on the bottom.
It's full of everything, just like
So
the
they're
rest
not,
of
they're not
Republic's.
using it for the garage
No,
anymore?
no,
'Cause-
it's a catch-all.
So
Yeah.
she's turned everything into storage for whatever
Yes.
she wants.
Yes.
Is that her RV too, or that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
It's for sale.
Cars,
And there's
We're
other
set.
places in
Yeah.
town that she bought and they're turned into storage also.
well,
that
one's
are
burnt
supposed-
that needs to be tore down.
So, what are your all's thoughts? What would you like us to do or
We don't
talk
want to
with
seem
her
like
about?
retaliation.
Do we have a usage?
You don't
Can
like
we
my
see
thoughts.
usage?
I don't
This is
want,
on commercial,
I
you shouldn't be
just-
living there, number one.
Yeah.
not without running the business down.
Yeah, they're gonna come before the board
Yeah.
for a multi-purpose, you know, or, and then give her the option of what it would cost her.
Okay, there you go.
And
That's all
install
we
a
need.
separate meter.
And
And her option, she can pay it.
and she has had,
No, she'll never get her money back.
she has had a couple that's been interested in renting the bottom part and actually helping her catch up on her taxes.
Yeah, it's all.
She won't even talk to them. So, I mean, she's had opportunity, so, but where would you guys like?
I would say that she's on her own.
She's an average of 2,000 gallons a month, 2,200 a month, which she averaged for the last 6-7 months.
So,
I would say if she wants to have a private meter put in, she can cover the cost of that. We'll be happy to hook her up. Otherwise, she's well money ahead, leave it alone and pay the $20 extra.
I don't want to speak for her. I don't foresee her actually getting an attorney and this going anywhere, but.
I don't foresee her winning if she got an attorney.
And, you
That's a
know,
problem.
she's got bigger fish to fry than that.
Yeah.
Surely, she's got money to spend on that, she's got money to put a meter in it.
All right. Oh, my thing messed again. parks, other than, have we gotten the estimates yet on those parks?
Hey, I do have the estimate for you
Okay,
now, so,
all right.
yep.
So, and we already approved getting going,
Yeah,
if-
yeah, and the estimate, it was, I think it came, I can't remember what we approved.
It was
2,800.
23 to 28. is
Yeah,
what we
yeah,
thought the
and,
price
and
was gonna fall.
the price that I shot it at, that I got the quote for were like $2,650,
Okay.
you know,
So
so we're in that range.
Okay. Alrighty, and, streets and animal control, did he have anything extra this month? And all the rain has again kept us from getting the concrete pad
Yeah,
put in.
That's what I was gonna say, did the dog kennel ever get done with all the rain?
Yep.
And
We
he's
may
got
have
some
to
work to do
redo all
on
the
the
footers
doors.
that's been put in by now, yes?
I have a question, what was the 2654?
So the small pavilion at the playground, the
Oh, the
three,
repair?
yes, sir,
Yes.
yep, to
Okay,
replace
alright.
that.
Rebuilding the top.
Yep.
Okay,
How much?
all right.
2640, 2650 gets it, yes, yeah. Yeah, it's like 2649.
Yeah, we approved it.
We
Some change.
approved it, yeah, yeah.
We approved up to 2,800
Yeah,
on
I
those.
think it was good.
Yeah. Court clerk, I think she put hers in. Anybody have any questions there? I wouldn't be able to answer, chief may be able to answer, but I doubt it. Cause that's not his side of things.
I didn't see the report.
Let me see if it's in my email. No, it's not. We'll have to double up on the court clerk one next month then. Chief, have you got anything you would like to add to yours? Okay. City collector report. And, yeah, I was gonna explain something to you on this, cause I had the same issue. I've been trying to do, prices for budget and stuff like that. Some of the numbers are not showing up on the counts. Like there's only 2 commercials that are showing up on the counts, but when they went back in and tried to check all the money is there. It's just for some reason, the residential, the commercial, the out of city limits, the rural and the rural commercial are not showing up in the lines, and I don't think our commercial count is the right number either, so,
I use more water than all the commercials in town.
yeah. So, I'm saying there's some issues in there, and that's part of what they're trying to work on and figure out why is it not giving us the report in the right way. She did say that they looked and it appears like all the money is going through like it's supposed to, but after that, the top part of the report is messing up for some reason. Cause I asked her, when I saw this the other day, trying to set up the thing for Dell and I to look at the budget, and it only showed 2 commercial and 500 something residential, and like, okay, the residential number is way off of what you gave me last year, and the commercial is way below, and then all our other categories are missing. So, she called in, what's the lady's name? Valerie?
I think it's Valerie.
Valerie.
So this is off of Beacon that's doing this, or?
So it's,
So?
yeah, it's just messing up our category numbers. And
Well, for one thing, we don't have a lot of commercial on Beacon yet either.
Yeah.
Cause they're big meters.
So, they're being read, by us. That might be what's messing up them, is getting the meter right, but that's one of the things too we need to get done is buying more meters and getting more meters put in.
Well, we've got the meter for Severs, we just gotta be able to get to it.
What are they using now, Monte?
They use a lot. Severs does. I wish I had her here to be able to say it, to look it
Yeah.
up. I have no way to get into subs, so.
You don't have
I have, what do we need to look at?
that. Severs
Severs.
Trucking. Please.
They're a major water user here, of course.
Give me a,
Yeah.
It's
It's
what-
what,
wasn't it like 400,000 gallons or
it was huge.
It won't be that much of a
What I
month,
was
but they
counting
use,
on.
yes.
usage?
Yeah, let's just go back to the bills like that.
'Cause, if that number's off, that's probably what would be killing our income.
I know, that's, anywhere from 600 to 680,000 a month for the past
Yeah.
6 months.
And it
That's a lot of
does,
water.
it does slow down some in the winter, I
Yeah.
believe, but we had a warm winter too.
Yeah,
so-
last month was 552,000 gallons, the month before that was 678.
Yeah.
Have you still got that rate there? I'm curious. They're out of city limits.
Yeah.
They're still commercial.
Yeah, out of city limits, let me find it real quick. Out of city limits, we set the base at 50.03, and then the gallon 720 per thousand.
But that's the same as inside.
No,
On
no.
the gallon.
The commercial in city
Oh, no,
limits
no,
is
no,
only
refresh for some
661
reason.
per gallon.
Go
We're,
back.
we're charging extra for the ones outside of the city limits because of, we have to go outside of the city limits to care for,
We don't have sewer on them either.
yeah, and so they're just watering.
So they're paying $1 more.
They're paying 60 cents more or 59 cents more per gallon, and then,
That would be.
Per thousand.
just under $11 for the base rate. So
30.
I didn't raise it outrageous, but I would have liked to have gone a little more, but I don't wanna chase business away either.
$3,700 last month, $4,600 a month before that. 4370 the month before that is their bill for the month on usage.
And they never have come and griped or complained or anything.
Well, we gave them a pretty big break at first when it wasn't the right,
Well, the right
multiplier.
decimal point.
Yeah,
So it showed 6,000 gallons, they were using 600,000 gallons.
Yes.
So they were getting a,
so they really owe us money.
Yeah,
we
they
were
had a few months.
undercharging them for about
They
7
had a few months tax incentive, we'll put it that way.
Yeah, when they first got in
Just
there.
stay
Once,
outside.
once we discover it,
And they just laughed,
And,
they knew it,
yeah,
they
we
just
talked
laughed
to them,
about
oh yeah, we've been meaning to come speak to you guys about that.
and I will say, part of the reason I wanted to start raising the commercial outside of city limits, especially the ones like that, they're right up against the city limits, they're against our street easement, and they could voluntarily come in and reduce their costs right away, and then just have to pay us the property tax and stuff like that instead of county or state. And so, that's why they're rated higher, in addition to the guys having to go out further to work if there's problems for all the commercials outside of city limits. But, all right. Any other questions on that before I close this page and try to find my other? All right. Well, I think that one's a loss. All right. I think we're on Amy, right? Yeah.
So this month we had 4 different invoices that came in with over $1,000 to be paid. Your first one you're gonna see is the Gallagher. This is a cyber liability policy that we have to have in order to, we have like 3 different, we have McAfee, we have this one and another one. But when we had asked Charlie, if this is needful, and he said absolutely. So this one for the year was $3,273. The next one is from Midwest Public Risk. Last meeting, I had showed you guys the work comp that we had to pay. It was like over 24,000. Right after that, a couple days, they sent us the property and liability one. So this is what they are $1,447.26. As like last time, if it goes above this at the end of the year, we're gonna have to pay that difference. But if it is below, they will cut that check back to us.
Can I ask you a question while you're on that liability part? Last year when we created the budget, there wasn't anything called liability insurance. It was just, the property insurance is the only title that we had. But this year when I'm looking at the numbers in QuickBooks spreadsheet you gave me, our property insurance is like 1.5 times what it appeared it was going to be, and then this liability insurance is popping up now in different classes.
You
as-
mean different funds?
Yeah, in the
The funds.
classes are the funds.
We
But
can sit down and we can go through
I
that one.
just didn't know if that was a new thing, or if they upped our charge and that you just split it this year.
No,
So
we
the-
split it last year too, because a lot of your property and liability is actually police vehicles and a few stuff for the public works, but no, we can sit down and we can go through it, that way I can
I
understand.
just didn't know if it was two different things.
I'd rather, yeah, I'd rather look at it, cause I
Okay.
don't know exactly where we're at on that one, but if
Okay.
you can sit with me and look
Yeah.
at it together.
I just knew the two together came out almost twice what we had budgeted for the property insurance, and,
Yeah.
that's very unexpected, so that's why I was
Yeah,
asking. While it-
don't let me forget if you want, that way we can get together on that
It's one of the ones on my list at home whenever I get to.
Gotcha.
So how much was the workman's comp, you said?
It was 22 or 24,000. I want to lean to the 24. Hold on, I gotta log in.
And that's broken up by department?
So they send us a whole report and it'll tell us police department and it'll give us vehicles and, yeah.
But I mean, the workman's comp.
The workman comp, no, that was actually, they separated that out for us.
So they gave us 4 different invoices.
2 different invoices. One is for the property and liability and then one is for the work comp.
But the work comp's what I was asking. The work comp, if it's 24,000, are we dividing that up between departments?
We're dividing it up how they, reported it.
How
Let me
who
pull-
reported it?
Public risk.
So that's what
We
they
report
reported.
to them, don't we?
They have a breakdown of all of our vehicles. They have a breakdown of all of the police vehicles.
Workman's
For the
comp.
workman's
Oh,
comp.
sorry, workman's comp, no, so at the end of the year, like this year, June, this month, I've got to give them all of our printouts of who's in what department, whatever. So they already know who's in what department, that's how they break it down. We give them our information so that they can break it down into theirs.
Of course, I don't know if that answers my question. So
Okay, what,
workman's comp is based on wages, correct?
correct,
Or work done?
right,
Okay, so each department has its own salary or hourly employee, right?
correct.
Okay, so we would have to break it down by department. If they're not breaking it down, which I'm assuming they're not going to, they're gonna say, here's your total. So are we breaking this down, thinking in terms of budget, are we breaking this down per department on the workman's comp, not the liability or the property, but workman's comp? Are we able to come up with a number per department based on salary and wages?
They break it down for us,
They break it down by
Mhm.
department?
by department, and I can pull
So
those
we-
reports out.
So we get a report from them, a billing from them for water department, parks department, administrative,
Well, it's not administrative, it's general, but yeah.
general.
Yep,
And
they break it all down.
that's another one that, by that title, wasn't, in our stuff for last year, so I got.
What title?
Workman's comp.
Workman's comp?
So, yeah, what's
Just
it under?
Get with me, is that on your papers too?
It It will be now.
Yeah, can you,
What did you have it
I
under?
didn't, cause there wasn't one.
Okay, so we just had a.
And under insurance or?
Yeah, all I had, the only insurance that showed up on the numbers I was given last year was property insurance.
Which is still NPR though, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's
Right.
all the same company, that's why I was wondering, okay, was all of this in the same place? Or what? Last year, you know, it was just
So-
qualified as insurance, and then we did it and called it property insurance, so.
last year, it was 23,845.
23,845.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And it is broke down into water department, sewer department, park, streets, general court, PD. Yeah,
Yeah.
So all the departments are broke down. They're giving us a separate number.
for each department.
Okay.
While you're right there, can you tell me what the liability was last year, or does it tell you?
They were two different payments, so
Okay.
I've got
That's
to go
all right.
back.
Liability
I'll
was
get it.
19,847, so I've got, you know what you said? Well, that's the one that we're looking at here.
Yeah. And
Yeah, let me get back over to it.
if that's for the whole year, you know.
Well, normally they'll do an audit
Mhm.
coming, and then they'll come back and say, oh, by the way, you owe us some more money.
Yeah.
Yeah, just so
And it's
happens.
usually, you owe us the money.
Yeah.
Never, we're gonna bring your check
Yeah,
back.
well, it does happen, but it's rare.
Mhm.
All right. Sorry to interrupt.
No,
Just-
you're fine, just get with
It's
me so
when,
that
when
we
things
can.
hit my head,
Oh,
I
I'm
wanted
the
to.
same way, absolutely, same
So
way.
we've got like maybe 7 departments there that they've broken it down.
Mhm.
Wherever the employees are basically.
And if you,
Okay.
if you remind me before we leave tonight, I'll pull that out and I can make you a copy since you guys are doing that, so
That
it's
would be
broke down.
helpful, cause,
Don't let me forget.
just the two that I've done with the new numbers, and I
Uh-huh.
haven't seen workman's comp in either of those either.
Okay,
Just the two with the new numbers that I've been able to plug in today, they shot the insurance way over.
yeah, I'll get you guys a copy before we leave. That way you can see where it's at and what's going on, so. The next one is, Decker and Pace for the 24-25 audit, 11,500. That is divided between the departments. He did call me and he asked that we do July 27th.
He did say it was okay.
He would, yeah, so he's for that, and I don't think he got back on the time with me, he just said the 27th was good. So I'll,
And that's so that he can present to us, so we'd have to call a special meeting for that one.
mhm.
And, their new name, Decker and, Pace, right? July 27th. That's good,
And
cause I'll be back from my
I was just, yeah,
trip.
and, well, cause you told me about that, so I figured, and you wanted to separate,
Yeah.
so we did that one. The next one is gonna be the city attorney fee. For the month was 1,760. Then the next one on,
Before you leave from that, wasn't there some discussion about ticket entry?
And I've got something for that here after a while.
Okay.
Um,
Right. Go ahead, Vic.
the next one is gonna be the general bank statement, and right behind it, or below it for your iPads, is gonna be the reconciliation report for the general. We also have the 3 sewer ones. First one's gonna be the sewer replacement. That's gonna show the statement for the month of May, and then following it is the reconciliation report for May. Next one after that one is your debt service. This one is where the USDA actually takes out the payment for $22.59 each month.
Back on sewer replacement,
Mhm.
is this money, this 325, that's going in every month, right?
Yes.
Okay. Because we started that years ago, and I just was wondering if that was still going, and has that ever been reevaluated? Because at that time, that's all the money we had. I'm not so sure that's the money it's gonna take to do the amount of work that needs to be done
I think-
going forward.
Isn't that the one to pay the old one, or is that the money saving for the new one?
No, that's your reserves is, which will be your
Yes.
next one on there.
Yeah.
That's the one to
For
help,
payments.
yeah.
This,
But,
this was supposed to be this was a maintenance, we were starting,
Yes.
moving that way as best we could, knowing that eventually we're gonna need this money, and
Making an effort.
making it, that's a good way of putting it. But it wasn't to be like, okay, that's gonna work in the next 20 years, it's gonna pay what, no, it was
It's
it was
get a
just
bid on what's
something to
coming.
get going so that it would be reevaluated
Yeah.
and looked at, more realistically.
so
We'll
when I
have to
had,
look into it
so
more.
when I had talked to Cody, Cody Green, he's the USDA rep, he had told me that, right now we have $27,000 in that, and he had told me that your sewer replacement can only be used for, let's just say that rail gun, is that what it was? Okay, a rail gun. So if we needed a rail gun and we didn't have the money in our sewer department, we could have tapped into this. But he has to be notified and he has to approve what you need for the sewer. That's what this is for. It's in case we don't have the money and he needs something to fix the sewer.
Like a bad pump or something,
Yeah.
and we didn't have the money for it.
Yeah,
I'm not sure I totally agree with that, but.
well, that's how it was set up on their
Let's
part.
say,
Money that we put in.
Because it's our money.
If we
Right,
put
we
money
can't-
aside, we can do what we want with our
Correct.
money.
I don't know if that
You would-
has
you
to
would
do
think
with,
so.
Unless they're the ones that
think
gave us the
using
money
that
that
word.
we're
yes,
setting
for the
aside.
bond issue, I think, and all that for the
Yeah, but
project.
that's what the what is it, what's it called, debt service?
Yeah.
Debt services,
That's what
yeah.
that's for.
Okay, okay.
This is not debt service.
This is,
Savings, right?
This
Yeah.
is our savings.
That's
this is
Yeah.
the city putting money
This is
back,
our
yes.
pigeonhole, we're putting this money knowing that there's gonna be a need for it.
Yes.
So they can't tell us that we can't do that.
I don't know, that's what he had said. He
And
said,
the debt
just let him know.
Well, we'll just
what
change the
we
name
need.
of it then,
Whatever you would like to do,
We'll
you
call it
just
a
tell
rainy
me
day
and I go
fund.
fix it.
We'll call it a rainy day fund.
Well, kind of a bad rainy day is what that would be.
Yeah, it's-
Okay,
um,
so we're down to, now we're going down to the bank transfers will be the next.
That's debt service.
Oh, that is the debt.
The next one on yours would be the 910. It is the bank payments and transfers. So each month on the 5th, we transfer the money out of the general into those 3 sewers.
And then they debit it.
And that, I just like putting it in there, that way you can see that it's being transferred out of there each time. 911 is checks that has been wrote for expenses for the month of May. That one. Let it think. Okay. That one came up to $81,350.77 for the expenses covered by checks. And it'll show you each one on there. There is one that is highlighted red, and that was a voided out one because right below it, you're gonna see 1, 2, 3, 4 down. I forgot to put the shipping on it. So it was the law enforcement for their ticket books. There was a shipping, so I had to write out it was $220 that I wrote it for. Miss Amy had actually caught that for me, and so I had to remake another one. It was $227 for those ticket books.
Which, that's the ones you got for an extreme discount because of an accident made by them, right?
Yes, sir.
We won't get that price ever again.
Sounds kinda like a water deal.
I randomly asked him how much, and he quoted me a 2019 price. And then he billed me for 2026 price, so I called him out on it, and he honored the 2019
Okay, Dale. I get it.
It's good for the goose, it's good for the kid.
The next one is gonna be your payroll summary by an employee. That is for the month of May. The next one after that is going to be the profit and loss by class. This is going from, since we're at the end of the time for the year, I went ahead and did July 1st of 2025 to June 8th, 2026. That way you can see where you're at right now. And that's the profit and loss. I also put, and I really don't like printing them out, but if you want them, here's 170 pages of the budget that the QuickBooks had thrown in. So the ones that I have given you guys to do the budget, it's 170 pages long. So,
How much did that ream of paper cost?
so, right, so, here's the thing, I can go by a class, so if, like, Nick wants to know what all he's
That's
brought
why
in.
it's taking so long, is because it's pulling line items from
Everybody.
every class
Right.
and putting them all in the same document.
But let's say like Nick wants to know, hey, how much did I spend on supplies and equipment this time for the year? I can go to his department,
Yeah.
print it out, and I think I did that for Chief one time, so if the department heads would like to have,
We would like to have that done monthly from now on.
Yeah.
Does it give you the opportunity to just email that?
I could probably email it. Just,
Yeah, electronic
would you
would be
guys,
fine.
do you
Yes.
guys want me to go ahead and do the end of now? That way you can see where it is.
Yeah, we can
Okay.
use a ream of paper.
Well, I'm not doing all the departments for you. This
Hey,
is how to go
and that's
into
like
files.
3 toners
Your sheriff is gonna be charged to you anyway.
Yeah.
You didn't buy the whole thing. You bought part.
Then the next one that's on, you'll see a picture of the city hall. Daryl Foster had seen it, and he was gonna bring it up in the next meeting that he was going to attend, but, we didn't get him for the next one.
The back
But-
side.
We have an issue on the side of our building. The stucco's coming completely off, and now the mesh behind it is getting very wet. And if we don't do something there, we can collect some mold and whatever, and it'll come through the walls on us.
You talking about over here?
No, it's
on
right
this
back
wall right
here.
there.
Over there, both sides.
We
Yeah,
had it
everywhere.
repaired once over
Mhm.
here.
This
What
is,
was that Kent Greenwood or?
Yeah.
Was it Kent? It was one of the Greenwoods.
Greenwood plastering, I believe is, yeah. Yeah, the whole building
I
needs,
think it was either Kent or Darrell. I think it's Kent.
I think it was Ken. The whole building really needs checked out on that and see if we.
Some siding put on it and be done. Some
Siding
siding put on it and be done.
Yeah, right.
The vinyl lining.
But yeah, the west side over here is pretty rough shape.
What's the roof like on this building? How's it holding up?
I
Since we
haven't
got
really
it
been
fixed.
up there.
Yeah, it's.
You were here
no
the last
leaks.
time.
Yeah,
We haven't had no
No
problems
leaks
since.
at this time, yeah. And looking at it when we were out there with the Christmas decorations, everything seemed pretty good on the top. I didn't see anything that jumped out.
There is one other maintenance issue on the inside that's gonna have to be done sometime, because coming out of that bathroom, there's too many 90-degree turns for everything.
We're going to
going
have a
out.
sewer line put in.
Yeah, you're gonna have to put something that's more of a straight line, or them guys are gonna be coming back every other month like they've been trying to fix things.
About every 3 to 6 months, toilet has to be pulled, and we have to pressure the service line.
The only clean outs on this side, it goes down. The main comes out. It comes out underneath the antenna, underneath all that concrete,
Yeah.
because the lanes used to be tied to it.
At one point in time, there was a quote that was provided, I believe it was all around sewer, about going straight out the back. Saw cutting the floor and going straight out the back, where it just comes down, catches the sink, and goes right out straight. But I don't know what that quote was, I wasn't privy to it, and I don't know where it is. But
They
I'm-
could probably do away, I don't know.
But I was just letting you
Because
know
they got the
that's also
subfloor,
an issue.
you
that
can't
we're
really do
gonna-
away with it without doing the whole damn thing.
Correct, yeah.
So we want to get, it's just bad enough that we need somebody to come and give us some.
It it wouldn't hurt to at least have a
Yeah.
current quote. It's been a couple of years.
So this has been going on for more than,
About
Oh,
every
yeah.
6 months, we
Oh,
have
yeah.
a service call here at City Hall.
No,
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 no.
he's talking about
the outside, the
Oh,
wall.
the outside, oh, I thought we were talking about sewer.
No.
No, we haven't had a quote on the stucco, not to my knowledge.
But do you know?
Okay, just, I'll take a look at it when we leave. It could probably go another month anyway, can it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we can postpone
All right,
vote on
we'll
that.
look at it.
or vote, or
Get your trowel out.
I have a bunch of it. It's fun. It comes down.
Okay. The last thing that I had was, your Verizon page. I had called Verizon and asked them if there was any way that we could get an upgrade on these iPads that you're on right now. And she checked for me, and sure enough, she said, yeah, you can. And I said, well, how much is this gonna cost? She goes, free. Well, okay, we like that. So, we got, 8 iPads, free, no charge. And then I asked her if it was going to mess with our billing, if it was gonna make our billing go up. You know how they like to, oh yeah, it's free, and then tack something there. No, she actually, all the iPads has been charged $40 every single month, and she got it down to 20 each per month. So we're gonna be saving a little over 2,000 for the year.
On the bad side of that, our iPads were never covered under Midwest IT system. So if any of them were to break down, it'd cost $110 an hour. So
On the old one.
he gave us no, on
Oh, on
the
the
new
new
ones,
ones.
he gave us a discount, so he's only gonna charge, $90 a month. That way if anything happens, we won't be charged the $110 an hour to work on any of the stuff, so, gained a little, lost a little, but, you got new iPads.
And at least they're serviced now, right?
But, and they can update. But just so you know, yes, there was a gain and then a little bit of a loss, but,
And
I would rather pay $90 a month than have to pay $110 an hour if something happens to one of them, so. Or even this time, for him setting all of them up. So,
That was the guy that was his,
That's, you know.
all right. Anything else? All right. As far as mine goes, Nick already covered one of them for me, the Mo DNR meeting, this Friday at 11. Mr. Kemper, Nick, Amy, and myself, you are still going, right? You are supposed to go to that meeting in Springfield. You took care of one of them by telling that the audit would be presented on the 27th, we just need to get the time. SAM.gov, completed the paperwork, or the online paperwork. So it's in review right now. Hopefully they will, get back to us this week. If not, it'll be early next week, I think, to find out if everything is all right. There was a transposed phone number, but I corrected that in the email. And that should let it go through so that I can correct them when they get it back. It won't let you make any corrections while it's in review. While I'm on that, I am going to need an alderman at some time when I finish, typing up the document. It requires a notary and an alderman to say that we need to take Mike Navarro off and that I am the, one on record. And I can't put myself as the one saying I'm the one on record, so I need it to do that. And we'll have to get all of that done in the same day. So, and Amy, before I forget, we cannot electronically send any of that. We have to send all originals to them by mail.
Okay.
So, and you'll have to do you are official notary, right? So we'll have to do that the exact same day everything is signed when we get
Okay.
done. And I've got it,
Certified mail?
probably, and I've got it started. I just was trying to work on budget, so I didn't get it finished. And I didn't know whose name I was gonna have to put in there, so. But that'll take care of, I hope, Sam.gov for another year. And then whoever's next will have to do the same thing over again, the main other thing I needed to discuss with you guys is to make an official request that our, regular board meeting for July be moved from the 13th to either the 6th or the 7th. My church's Worldwide Assembly, I have to be in a hotel room in Florida on the 14th, and I don't want to drive all night long after working all day on the
Oh, yeah.
13th and having a meeting. So if we could move it, I said the 6th or the 7th, because I didn't know what you guys had going on 4th of July weekend, and if 7th would be better, so you'd have a day to go.
It won't work for me, 6th or the 7th, I gotta go get Lizzie, so.
Okay, and the other options are the 1st or the 2nd, but I didn't wanna do anything that week myself, cause I got family coming in that weekend, but
So you're saying our
normal meeting's the 13th.
for
But I-
July?
Yeah, and I was wondering, can we move it up 1 week?
To the 6th?
6th or the 7th.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I would, but I'm gonna be out of town, so.
The 7th is not gonna work for me, but the 6th would be open.
I'm available unless I get jury duty. And then you might have to make it an hour later or something.
Would you be
Wanna make it
alright?
a week later instead of coming
I'll
out?
be gone.
He'll be
Oh,
gone.
you're gone that time.
Yeah. I have to be down there, the 14th, and it'll take me, it's 17 and a half hours. I'd rather not try to drive that overnight. I was gonna try to do it over 2.
Is that gonna rush us on getting reports, anything in that regard?
I don't,
To have it on the 6th instead of the 13th?
Our other option,
I can do the 6th if we have to.
is that alright with you guys?
Like I said, I can't do the 7th, but I can do the 6th.
Okay. Then can somebody make a motion to,
I make a motion to change the July regular board meeting to the 6th at 6 PM.
to have a second?
I'll say.
And then all in favor?
I,
And you abstaining or?
Yeah,
You what?
Yeah,
He's
I'll-
abstaining.
yeah, because, yeah, I won't be here, I have to do it.
And I apologize, I didn't wanna.
Oh, that's
do-
fine.
There won't. I was supposed to be there on the 14th and not leave there until the 22nd, and, it's gonna be hard to fit stuff in. I'll be back in time for the 27th, and I won't have anybody riding with me, which makes it really, really hard to pull it off in one time, but.
That shouldn't be a problem. I do have a question though, as far as, with your schedule on it. What can we expect when it comes to finished product on the budget? And I can meet with you again.
Amy-
What do you,
Amy gave me
what are you looking at?
updated numbers this morning. The one she tried to send me Friday didn't work. It only had one page. It had a $3 thing and a 1-cent thing, and that was the only thing that sent. So I restarted this morning. I can either stay up all night tonight and try to have it so I can ask the questions tomorrow, or I can try to get it done and ask the questions by Wednesday.
Of this week?
I'm hoping.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
But
I'm
it
not
takes a lot
pushing,
of
but
time
I'm
to put
just
it in there.
trying to understand what we're looking at as far as
I
projection.
was gonna try to hopefully have it done so that you and I could come in and sit down with
Yeah,
Amy
'cause
and
I'd like
take
to
care of
be
the
able to-
questions.
Yeah.
And once I know, I'm putting the numbers in, but some of them don't look like they're where they need to be. And then things like, I already asked you about the liability and then the work comp that was brought up tonight. Those aren't showing up in old stuff from last year, so I don't know if the price was included and we just really got
Where
good.
would that
That's
have
what-
been on last year?
I don't know, that's why I asked him to sit with me.
Yeah, yeah.
So he was gonna sit with me and figure it out.
Yeah,
Because we
and,
paid this last year, didn't we?
yeah, well,
Yeah,
but I think it all just went in under insurance, and then when it got titled in the budget, it got titled property insurance, but it looks like our rate is at least twice as high as what it was, and that's one of the things, if that's the case, the city really needs to look and see if we can get some better rates from insurance companies too, somewhere down the line.
but we'll get together.
But, yeah. It's all stuff I gotta find. I got, well,
So just
with
keep
the
doing
original
this,
stuff, this was my questions, so.
And we didn't get very far in everything.
No, we got through this much on one page and then, but she was sick that day and
I'm
trying to
sorry.
fight, so. But, I will try to get you numbers entered in so that you and I can come and ask Amy the questions, or I can get started with Amy on the questions. And that way I know where everything is at. 'Cause I asked when I did the budget last year to try to match the line items, and whenever it got switched over to city administrator, some line items started changing names, and that's what's throwing things off. Like, I have small questions, and then I got, okay, where in the world does this really go questions? And that's what I've gotta,
Yeah, cause Dell had that same question, like for the community outreach.
yeah, and
He
there,
was talking
that's
about
another, some of them have 3 of those, and I'm like, okay, something is not recording right, or
Yeah,
the system's
honestly.
not pushing the numbers to the right spot.
Yeah.
So, and this is just the old one. The new one I've only got through general and police, and was going to try to take care of the rest when we get done, if it's
I
not
guess
too
we can
late.
do a continuing resolution. I mean, the federal government does it pretty easily. don't they? I mean, why do we have to obey the rules? They don't. Just
Yeah,
kick it down the road.
yeah, but, yeah, I'm
We'll do
hoping to have stuff at least where you and I can have a budget to present maybe next week, or,
Well, I'd like to have a meeting,
Yeah.
for the whole council to look at
yeah,
it. and-
yeah, that's what we have to
We're
do.
gonna have a meeting on the, when you said the 27th of July?
July for the,
Oh, that's in July.
yeah. And last year, we ended up having our meeting to approve the budget on like the 30th, so that we could get it done beforehand, but I was hoping not to do that, cause like I said, I got family coming, and it's gonna take me a while to get everything ready, and I wanna have this done and out of the way, or at least my part of it done and out of the way, so that we can get it approved, but if,
It shouldn't take too much time.
it's
Couple
just,
hours to
it's
sit
built,
down together.
yeah, it's just building with the numbers and trying to put them in where I think they go, and then I can adjust once Amy and I talk, cause I put the question marks, I've labeled them in orange if I don't know for sure if that's the right place. The yellows I've labeled so that I know those are okay and not to mess with them too much, so I've tried to give myself color codes to find stuff faster.
Sounds like a plan.
And we'll probably have to do it in here, that way I can either plug directly into there for my extra screen, or I can bring another monitor, but you'll need to have your extra and, or yours and your monitor too,
Yeah,
probably,
cause that's hard to, yeah.
it's a pain,
When you have
I
to
mean-
keep going back and forth.
alright, and we said we are good with the 6, right? I'm gonna put that in.
Yes.
Or July 6. Can you guys, while I'm putting this in, can you look at your schedules and see when you think would be a good time to have a meeting to go over the budget for the rest of June? And it doesn't have to be done at night either, if that's,
I will let you know the 18th, I don't know if I will be here though.
July, or June
I
18th.
have a doctor's appointment in the morning and a wedding to attend.
And, June, yeah. And right now, that if I can get it done and you and I can get to our part, my whole, I have nothing on my calendar for that week of the 15th through the 19th or the 22nd through the 26th, either one right now.
I don't have anything.
So, would you guys rather meet at night again, or would you rather have a daytime meeting? Dale's got his business he's
Yeah,
worried
I would
about.
rather just keep it a normal hours, 6
Night,
o'clock,
night,
yeah.
okay.
It's really not
So-
night, but it's,
So if we can figure out a day, just, are you guys okay with sending an email or a text to see if you're right with a date?
Tell me when it is and I'll be here.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
I can give you my openings, I mean, did we move the meeting to the 8th, or, excuse me, we moved it?
We moved
Six.
the.
July 6th is the.
But the June's when we're trying to do a,
Okay, here we are, June, okay.
I would do it the first Monday, then if we don't come to a resolution
Yeah,
on
I
that
like
budget,
that
then we go
idea
to
too.
next week.
so,
I like that.
Right.
Let's do it early, and then we can,
So if we have to change stuff, we can still pay it off.
that means you and I will have to try to get it finished, well, there's the 22nd or 29th, they're both, so we could meet on the 22nd, have the 29th as the fallback.
both of those are good for me.
Okay,
You wanna
So-
go for the 22nd?
look, go for the 22nd, cause I don't think we can get questions answered and him and I go over it by
Yep.
next Monday.
Right, so, yeah, that'd give us 2 weeks.
Okay, so 22nd, add city meeting, 6 o'clock. All right, and we also still gotta talk to the departments, and that would be impossible to get that done in the time that we have. But 2 weeks should give us time, especially if I can get this part in the next day or so. All right. I didn't mean to talk that long, so I'll just say my part's done, for right now. Mr. Alford, do you have anything else that you want for tonight?
No.
Miss Amy, do you have anything?
Nope.
Mr. Kim, James, do you have anything for?
No, I'll just wait.
Okay. Dayton, what about you?
Yeah, just give an update on the Highway B annexation.
Nowhere yet.
Nothing?
Been working on the other stuff, the SAM.gov and the, budget
Okay.
stuff.
How about the city administrator position?
No headway there. Think it was gonna be brought up to possibly do something different there, but I don't know. Where,
So right now, I just have it posted here still, because whenever we did it for that $30, it was only like, no, it was free for 30 days or something, and then they take it right back from Missouri River Water. So, do you guys want me to try to put it back up in Missouri River Water, or what do you guys want me to do?
I don't think so.
I might get it filled, what do we gotta do, I mean, how many people have applied as of now?
3.
Three?
And the one I received by email, he's out of town, I don't think he's inside of that range, but I didn't know if he was wanting to move or what, and, I was hoping, cause looking at the budget right now, don't have money for city administrator.
We need to find it, I think, we can discuss that during the budget meeting. Tell me about our procedures that we got in place right now for our deposits.
Uh,
With the collector up there and the clerk
Collector.
down here.
Collector's gathering a week's worth and sends them most of the time with chief. This time it was me with the Friday report of all 5 nights.
No, I'm talking about like our deposits, okay?
Yeah, she or chief takes the money pouch
And
down
who signs off on it?
as far as,
Well, there's 2 signatures on all deposit slips, I think, that's what we've always
No,
had before.
I don't think there's 2 signatures on deposit slips.
That's all I've ever seen, anyway, I don't know, whenever I look at it.
Or on the checks, I don't know.
Yeah, on the checks, on the deposit slips, I don't know. I mean, while they were both here in this office, we had them
That's what I'm
checking each
trying to
other.
figure out, how are
Up
we
there,
doing it up there?
Up there I asked, I've done it some of the times to double check the amounts, and then I've asked Victoria to double check with her, cause she's allowed to, add up the amounts, you know, that's what they have to do, is make sure that both of them get the same amount, and then the deposit's ready, if they don't.
Are the deposit tickets initialed by the overseer or the verification person? You don't know
I
about that?
haven't been up there
There's 2
ever.
initials on each deposit.
I would think, you know, if you get chief to verify the amounts or Victor, whoever it is, but
One of them
another
is,
set of eyes that says,
I know it's being done, I just don't know about the signature part, cause I
I'd
thought
like
it
to
only
see a
required
couple
one
initials on it.
official signature.
I think we just need 2 on there, and I'm not sure Victoria is one that we need to put on there, because we just went through a nut roll, court versus city. You know, and is the judge aware she's doing that? Because he wanted all control of Victoria.
This is just be another set of eyes.
It's just
Yeah, I
like
know.
a 5-minute check of the amount that.
If money comes up missing, what happens, you know? I'm playing the devil's
But,
advocate.
yeah, I just know that she takes them down there, the bank double checks also to make sure the amount matches up. And sometimes they have to redo it, cause they're, well, people have bad signatures, bad handwriting, so they have to check and make sure something didn't get transposed or something wasn't legible, and then they fix if there's a mistake. They'll call and have her come down so they can, say, hey, these numbers are written, like, they wrote this amount up here, but down on the one that counts, they wrote a different amount. Things like that happen once in a while, but, I can, see if we can make sure that there's 2 signatures on it.
I think what Mr. Ricker's concerned about is having 2 people verify, particularly if there's cash involved.
Yeah. And-
What about
And
Yeah.
What about
the
here?
court versus the city, because we went down that road about
Yeah.
2 months ago, you know? And the judge sat right there and said, I control the court clerk,
Yeah.
nobody else.
Well, on the day-to-day, yeah,
Yeah.
it's different,
Yeah.
a little
This
different,
is
but,
day to day.
I don't know,
But-
is it clerk down there all the time?
but I think, haven't you
Is the
even,
court clerk down
I
there?
took it in.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Ron's taken it in a time or two too, so we have other people we can ask to be
Well, if we
the,
don't have to go there, let's not go there.
Yeah.
Let's just, you know, if you can verify, or
I mean,
Nick, or.
if
I'm not
him
sure
or
about him.
myself or somebody,
I don't-
as long
I
as
just
I
tick it
know
in a
when
box.
as long as I know when she's done, I can make sure I'm up there to double check the
Yeah.
numbers.
That's all we're doing, is
Yeah.
just verifying.
Yeah, and then, that,
Yeah, 'cause she's where she can make that actual deposit, and it is verified.
yeah,
And if we don't have to use Victoria, let's not.
okay,
If there's been some issues there, let's not stir the pot.
all right.
The only other thing I've got, and I've brought this up a couple times before, is our court. I want people to think about this, and then maybe not at the budget meeting, but next month's regular meeting. The way I'm looking at our court is that every citizen in this town is paying for court twice. a lot of cities now in Missouri, especially fourth-class cities, and smaller ones like us, are sending their court to the Associate Circuit Court. They, and we're paying for that already. So,
We shouldn't be paying for this.
yeah, it comes down to state taxes. So we're paying for that already. And we're also, the only thing that would be the same would be our attorney fees, which is, you know, we can figure that out and everything. But where I'm looking at is long-term is, you know, we gotta come up with some money over the next few years to purchase land for our sewer, for aeration.
Not to mention for an administrator.
Yeah, stuff like that, yeah, well, administrator too, if we need to. But, right now, what we go in the hole last year on the court?
You really wanna know?
Well,
Yeah, I mean, cause this is my
That's
whole
the
point.
part though, but that's a state setup, is police and courts are both made to come out negative, they can't come.
I know
out
that, yeah.
I can give you them, I've got it.
Okay,
I
you
wanna
got
give you
it?
the-
Let's hear it, I'm curious.
Okay, but close your ears, brother, I don't want this in but between our police and our court system, well, I can just give you a round
Yeah, I'm
number.
just looking for the court though, just the court.
They don't break it out.
Well, see, that's what we
See,
need to figure out.
it's been blended together, and there's no way of, I mean,
Because general covers the,
but
short
right
term.
now, we're losing, I say we're losing, we're coming in there at about $200,000.
Based on what I saw, I'm looking at probably 50 to 60,000 is court negative on a yearly basis. Okay, if we were to go, and I'm just throwing it out there, I'd like to hear all the negatives and positives and everything else to make informed decisions. But if we go the other way, from what I read in several other cities, they're coming out, they still get the fees, the actual fees for the fines. Of course, the other stuff they hold out and send it off to all the little nitnoid stuff, you know, that they charge them too. But to me, when I sit down and I actually look at the numbers, it's $100,000 difference a year. You know, for our negative versus what we would be getting positive. $100,000 is not a, you know, a small amount of money.
that's also, are you done? I don't wanna
Yeah,
interrupt
no,
you.
go ahead, huh?
That's also one of the reasons I had mentioned last year is if we could put it on the ballot for a general funds, public safety, sales tax.
And then we'll lose that other, but that's
Well,
minor.
no, you wouldn't lose it, because general fund, public safety, sales tax goes directly into general, and then we could use it to pay for the, animal care and police. That would take, some of the loss away, and it wouldn't be only our citizens paying it. If it's a sales tax, it would be anybody that was buying things.
Buy something at Casey's or
Yeah.
Dollar General.
Yeah, so anybody that was purchasing in town would be contributing to that, and since it's mostly out-of-towners that get caught with our, court system, I mean, it would help, but I just thought, you know, that would interject some funds and not cost us anything, but at the same time, on your part about the court, I can tell you, one of the things the judges warned me about is that when you do that, whichever judge you get could be one that doesn't support all of your city municipalities, so he'll dismiss some. And
That's
then
his
you're,
fault, you know?
well, yeah, but that costs us money for the police department every time that happens too. So you'll be losing not only our court part if they dismiss it, but you'll be losing his part and his officers' hard work. And we don't want our town to turn into some of the ones around us that are having issues. Like, we don't have very much to worry about in-town drug deals going on, but other surrounding towns have it big time because stuff like
I like
that.
to, let's put it on the agenda if we can for next month, just to discuss all this, and let everybody dig in and see, you know? I don't like paying for something twice, I'm sorry, I don't.
Is that as a citizen, is that what you're talking about as a taxpayer?
Yeah,
Okay.
But
Yeah.
not as a city, because the city's not paying it twice.
no, but we're paying it, and instead of paying it, we'd be getting an income if we did, you know. But dig into it. I'm curious, get everybody's opinion, you know,
I don't think,
because,
What's that?
so I don't think it's straight across like that.
well, it is straight across like that. It's a matter of how much of the dollar amounts is where, you know, so.
I'm curious, because I'm a little bit on my brother's side here, because this seems like a deep, dark hole we're throwing money down every, I mean, I've done the numbers, right now, and this is no reflection on
No,
anybody, this is just the hard numbers, it's costing us over $500 every day that we walk and breathe in this town, every day. Weekends, holidays, I think it was $535 every day. Is what our police and our courts are costing us, okay? And that's no reflection on you, Chief, I'm just saying, that's the reality of the number. $535 every day is what we're paying for police protection and the court system to enforce it.
How does the
So-
docket work in the county though?
I don't know any of that,
Yeah, I don't know.
and that's what I think he's saying.
You're
is
gonna
let's
have court every
investigate.
day?
Whenever
So
I was mayor,
On
I
your
mean,
plan, if you moved it down there, you wanna get rid of what, the judge and the.
See, I don't know, that's what I think we're saying here, so let's look at what this
You
options
still have to
are.
pay a judge in a court court.
No,
We,
no,
we
no,
might, but
The
it might
city would
come
have
up
to
less
pay.
too, you know what I'm saying?
we wouldn't pay that.
What-
oh, okay,
Uh,
The
whenever-
county's gonna work for less than.
When I was mayor, and we had this whole kerfuffle about the court not being anything around the city, I talked to a lady, I know her name was Roberta, I can't remember.
Yes, yes.
In
She
St. Louis.
retired, but.
And we, I asked her, I was like, well, what would, you know, if we just got rid of our court, how would we get?
Yeah.
And she was like, well, and because we'd have no control over the docket,
Yeah.
so like, if the Sean, we'd have to pay him.
Whatever
But
day it
if we had a case in the morning, he'd have to go down, then in the afternoon, you know,
But we're
later.
paying them anyway.
Yeah, but
But
it'd be
it's on our
overtime.
time.
It's less time
But-
than I'm here.
But isn't it true though that our attorney represents us and if, like I say, he couldn't be there?
He has to be there.
He has to be
Well,
there.
no, wait a minute though, he doesn't have to be there, if he's sick or something, he's not gonna be there, and then they just reschedule it at a certain time or something.
If he doesn't show up though,
Well,
dismiss
this is an
him.
attorney question that I'm throwing out there, you know, I don't know.
But I, honestly, I'm
It's
with
all
him, I'd
stuff
like
that-
to sit down and look at all this stuff, because this is something I'm not familiar with. I don't
I
understand
think
that
the
side of it.
last time,
What's that?
that the last time that it got far enough down to where those people was asked about it, they went, no, we don't want your city, we
Yeah,
don't want your city.
I remember that, I remember that, but that's really not their call,
No, it's not.
you know, I mean,
So,
it's
so
really not
you're
their
wanting
call.
a judge to work with you that doesn't wanna work with you,
I understand.
I don't.
And that makes it worse.
But my
So
question
you're looking at-
is, I mean, even in light of a maybe unfavorable judge or system,
Right.
it still might be better off for the city in the long run. You know what I'm saying? If we're talking basically $200,000 a year.
But
This,
So
you know what I'm saying?
how come nobody else in Newton County's doing it?
I don't know. Maybe they haven't
Where,
thought of
where,
it.
where are you comparing apples to apples at?
Well, I'm not comparing apples to apples anywhere right now. I do
Well, you
know.
said you read
I
about
do
it
know.
off
Yeah, I
four-class
did,
cities.
I did.
So that's
There's a
apples to
lot of
apples.
fourth-class cities around the state of Missouri that are going to it. And I read an article where the state attorney general was saying that he's shocked that every fourth-class city is not going to it because of the difference from a negative, whatever it's costing, to the positive dollar amounts that the city intake. Especially the smaller fourth-class cities, you know?
I can't
Research
I
it
can't
and
see
see what you come up with.
I can't see where the transition would be, it's the same amount of money on fines,
Yeah,
and the same, you're still paying people.
well, we're not
Still
paying the
paying.
judge, and we're not paying the court clerk.
So we pay the judge, what, $100 a month?
Oh, I know the
He's
money
He's
makes, I know.
6,000 a year, I think.
But the fines would still come to us. And the only thing would
But
be,
it still comes in chopped up like the way that it's when she pays the bill as a court clerk, you guys get, the general fund gets what's left.
I don't, no, we don't get
No.
it.
None left.
It goes to courts and police.
Yeah.
Right, but the check that's cut, everybody else is already paid, they're still gonna be doing that. So if her average is 8,000 a month deposited, the average is gonna stay the same. So you're saving $100 a month on a judge?
No,
Maybe.
I'm telling you, what numbers I looked at, there's about $100,000 difference.
And like I said,
We'll look at that.
we just need to sit down and look.
Cause we can get other people to come in
We don't.
that have the know.
We don't spend
And-
$100,000 on those three people.
What's that?
We don't spend $100,000 on all three of those.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the difference is the negative $50,000, $60,000 is what we're seeing right now versus we'd have a positive, income of whatever the
Well-
fees are.
Part of the reason ours is negative, whatever, is because of the insurances and everything else that we have to include in there, so yes. There are other costs other than just the personnel involved. It's the liability insurance, the person, or the property insurance, everything's included in there, so. But we can move that to discuss
Okay.
later.
That's all I-
Because that's what you asked for, is for a later meeting
Yeah,
to
yeah,
discuss
yeah.
it.
But no, I wanted to get everybody, interjected, so
Yeah.
dig into it.
I can just
Yeah,
tell you,
I-
it's gonna be another hot topic.
Sure, no doubt, no doubt.
You'll get a lot of windshield time,
But,
show.
was there anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay, then, we should be ready to go back to,
I make a motion to enter closed meeting.
do I have a second for that?
I'll say,
And then I'll meet you guys back there.
Aye.
I go to the restroom.
Is it okay if I go after you?
Yes.
If you need to go first, go right ahead.
Just make it quick.
You got, who's got dibs on the bathroom?
Jerry.
Yeah, Jerry, Jerry's gonna be crossing the leg.